Hey beauties, let's be honest, it's not the easiest wearing a mask all the time. So today I wanted to teach you how to do a gorgeous summer winged eye look that will look poppin' behind your face mask. Let's get started. So tip number one, you need your makeup to last, and especially if you're gonna be wearing a mask a lot, you wanna ensure that your skin is properly primed to create longevity. It's actually our finishing mist, but you can use it as a priming mist as well. Next up, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go into our BB cream. I'm gonna use the shade light and medium. I'm gonna mix them together. I just find that these really give me that kind of flawless glowing skin, but also treat my skin at the same time because they are a fusion of skincare and makeup. So I'm going to just mix the two shades together and I'm just gonna pop it onto the skin. I'm gonna just place it in different areas of the face, and then I'm actually gonna just use a blending brush. I'm just gonna grab my trusty mirror here so I can see what I'm doing, and I'm just going to buff that in. I do prefer when BB creams or foundations are just a touch darker than my skin tone because I find it does actually just make me look a little bit more healthy. Also, under a mask, you wanna make sure that you're just using a very sheer amount. You don't wanna load your skin up with a ton of products because you want your skin to be able to breathe. It's so important. Now, if you know me, you know I like a bright under eye, so I'm gonna use this is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Pen, and it's in shade 3 Fair, and I'm gonna just pop this under the eye. Next up, I'm gonna use Charlotte Tilbury's Contour Wand. This is in the medium dark shade. I'm gonna use it just in the hollows of the cheeks. I actually like to go just a little bit higher than the hollows of the cheeks because I find when it blends, it actually goes down a little bit. So just right there, like that. And then just along the forehead, I have a bit more of a square forehead, so I just focus on the outskirts. And then also the chin, I like to sharpen up the jaw a little bit. Also down the center of the bridge of the nose, right there. And just a little bit like that. Under the lip, just to pop it out a little bit. And then sometimes I do just put a little tiny bit right in the crease of the eye, just for warmth. So next up, I'm gonna take our trusty lovey-dovey shade. This is our cream blush that you can also use on your lips as well. I just tap off a little bit. I'm gonna apply it to the apples of my cheeks. I just smile and pop it on. Someone actually has to just take this away from me or I'll keep going. It's a problem. So because I really wanna focus on the liner, I'm gonna keep the brows pretty soft and just use our Browmance Brow Gel. And I'm just gonna brush this product through my brows. It just gives some extra definition and lift, but not really make it look super defined when it comes to the brows because I want the liner to be the star of the show. One tip when it comes to wearing a mask is you definitely want to ensure that you powder yourself properly so that things do not smudge and move around. It's very important. So I'm gonna just use a translucent powder. This is actually from Japanesque, and it's just their Velvet Touch finishing powder, which is one of my favorites actually. And I just use a really small brush, and I'm just going to set areas that I know personally are gonna move around. I'm gonna use our Ballerina bronzer, which to me is the perfect summer bronzer. And I'm just using a fluffy brush, and I'm going to just apply that everywhere that I put the cream bronzer, just to set. I'm gonna use a little bit of our Rosé OK blush and just pop this on the cheeks. Now, of course, if you're wearing a mask all day and you're not gonna take it off, you don't have to do the face work. But for me, for my lifestyle, I'm in and out of wearing a mask. I wear a mask when I'm going to places that I feel like I'll have more people around, and then in the shop, not as much when I'm just here with Victoria. So I like to have a little combination of, you know, looking great with and without a mask. So you can just use, you know, any tips that you feel like are valuable to you in all of this. When it comes to highlighter, you know that I'm a diehard Do You fan. But with that being said, I really think it's important to use more powders to set things when it comes to wearing a mask. I just find that underneath the mask, if it's too creamy, things are gonna shift and move around. So I'm gonna use our Sweetly Kissed highlighter, which is a dual powder. There's both the pink and also the champagne tones there. And I'm gonna just pop this on the high points of my cheeks. I really like to mix them together, and then I'm just gonna focus on the high points just to really give my skin a nice glow. Sweetly Kissed and Bougie, as you can see, are extremely pigmented highlighters. Now we've got to the fun part, and it is the eyeshadow. I'm gonna do shadow liner today. I just find, for me personally, shadow liner stays the most. It doesn't smudge or crease or move around in the heat. And when I'm wearing a mask and putting things on and off my face, I just feel like it's just better to have personally shadow around the eyes rather than some sort of liquid pen or liquid liner. I'm gonna use the deepest shade. I'm gonna dip in with an angle brush. And I'm actually gonna start just working this product on the outskirts of my eyes because it's more of a winged eyed look. I just first wanna get that wing in place and then I can kind of build on it. So keeping my eyes open, looking straight into a mirror, I just start to create that flick. I usually start from like where the bottom of my eye attaches to the top and kind of go out from there. And now I'm just gonna tweak it and kind of build it into sort of like the half point of my eye. So now that I have both wings on, I'm just gonna take it's actually this second down from the top color. It's like that brick shade. And I'm just gonna use a little bit of this to soften that color. I'm just gonna bring a little bit in the inner corners of my eyes, just to kind of make it look like I've extended that liner. Kind of gives you that really like catty look. So if you need to clean up any edges, you can just take a little concealer pen and actually just sort of trace underneath the line that you created. And then just use a brush to clean it up afterwards. You can see there, and it will give you more of that like sharp edge. At this point, I also really love to just put a little extra right in here as well, just to make the under eyes continue to pop. So just using the Monsieur Big Lash by Lancome. I don't know if that's how you say it, but I'm gonna pretend it is. I'm just gonna wiggle this into the roots of the lashes. Now I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna keep the lips quite soft. I don't like too much color under a mask because it slips and slides. I like a long wear pencil. This is our waterproof satin pencil, which I swear by, especially under a mask. One thing I like to do as well, especially under a mask, is just fill in the lip line because it's a waterproof formulation. It's really gonna help with longevity. So first I'm gonna put on Fancy. This is one of my favorite lip, it's actually glaze in the line. It's very smooth, not sticky at all, very creamy. Then I'm gonna just put a little bit of Petal in the center. Just warms it up a bit. So at the very end, I like to just add a little bit of our Ballerina Bronzer blush on the very top of the apples of the cheek. All right, so now it is time for the mask. Here we go. And what I love about this is that the makeup's gonna stay in place. My skin will not feel like it's gonna get clogged or too heavy. And when you take the mask off, your makeup is still looking good. My lips are not smudged. And your eyes really pop. So thanks for watching, guys. I really hope that you learned a thing or two in that tutorial, and stay tuned for the next one. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you soon. Take care of yourselves.